they have at home. With me to discuss, though, the ongoing issues around Dublin Airport, infrastructure at the airport, metros, passenger camps, the M50, parking, third terminals, you name it. Eoghan Corry, the travel journalist, and Eoghan McAvady is director of DA Terminal 3 Limited. You're both very welcome, gentlemen. Eoghan,
good evening.
I mean, the passenger cap, I guess, is the thing that you and I have talked most about in terms of the infrastructure. Is that the big issue in terms of the future of the airport? Do all the other things kind of fall by the wayside?
It's a big short-term issue. It should be solved. There is a move already today. It's a little bit overdue, but there's an operational application for planning permission, which has nothing to do with building anything by Dublin Airport. They already have put that in, and it's a huge series of volumes. But they are saying, give us permission to 36 million passengers a year, and that will take away all of that messing we've seen over a restriction on the number of passengers who can go through the airport this Christmas. 90,000 fewer passengers. With given population and given what our other airports in Europe are doing, we'd expect an increase of 2 to 3% on last year. Dublin Airport seats are down 7% on last year. So that could get over that little hump, because where it's going at the moment is it's ended up in court. The summer cap, listeners will have heard the case was being sent to Europe. So there isn't a restriction on next summer. Peculiarly, there is one this winter, which includes the Christmas flights and includes the inbound passenger flights for the two big rugby fixtures, England and France. 32 charter flights supposed to be coming from France. All of that, it's a slow process, could be tied up with legal cases for 2-3 years. One way of getting rid of it quickly is for Fingal to process an application to increase the cap, which has nothing to do with building and nothing to do with the court. Just in the meantime, allow Dublin Airport to grow naturally in the rate that it should have been growing.
So the passenger cap, I don't want to kind of relitigate the past of when planning applications should have gone in and all of this. Instead, I want to look to the future. And the passenger cap, I mean, it was imposed because of infrastructural concerns with regard to the airport, yeah?
Let's put it down to 3 letters, the M50.
Okay.
2006, 20 million passengers. We were close to 20 million at the time. Ulick will remember it well. And it was 32 million was a long way off. They were looking at the M50, 2 lanes, a barrier that lifted up and down. They said, when we hit 32 million, please put an application in to planning again.
But I guess what I was going to ask then was, given that was the context for its imposition, a lifting of it, and we know the summer cap is going to be lifted, but ultimately a lifting of these and growth allowed to happen at Dublin Airport, it will immediately shine a focus back on the infrastructure, won't it?
Yeah, the infrastructure is there. The terminal infrastructure is a little bit behind, but the real key is the runway. Heathrow's been talking about a third runway for as long as I've been writing about travel. Lots of airports starting that process. We built it. Dublin Airport Authority, to their credit, they don't get much credit, but they built it during the pandemic. So we do have the runway capacity. It's only a matter then of getting terminal capacity with a couple of more gates up. And I know Ulick has strong opinions on the third terminal, but all of that is much easier than getting the runway in place. We've done that, and now we can't use it because what has happened since the M50 was the reason for the cap being imposed in the first place is an awful lot of other things have got involved in the debate, and it's become a little bit circular, and we got tied down with about 2 years when there should have been a bit of momentum towards thinking about what we're doing next with Dublin Airport, almost obsessing about keeping the cap at 32 million. That's really bad for the economy. It's really bad for passengers. The first 3 flights that had £500 one-way fares on them were Ryanair flights inbound into Dublin today. There's 3 more tomorrow have hit that rate. Only one on Christmas Eve. But the way these things work, the last minute seats are the ones that go beyond £500.
So Eoghan McAvady is with us.